Morning students, welcome back to the next class. Please close your eyes and pray for 1 second. Okay, today we are going to see the next subtopic, transportation in human beings. So in the previous section, we studied that hemoglobin of the blood is transporting oxygen, and last year you studied about the structure of blood in class 9. So we are going to see how transportation takes place in human beings. You can see the blood is the important substance that actually transport various materials from the one part of the body to the other. Blood mainly contains, so what are the constituents of blood? Blood contains, you can see blood plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood, and inside the plasma there is other cells. There are 3 different types of cells are there. What are the blood plasma? Blood cells. Blood cells are of 3 types. You can see red blood cells are there, RBC or red blood cells, WBC or white blood cell, and blood platelets. So these are the components of blood. Blood contain a liquid part is called blood plasma, and blood cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. You can see that transportation of various substance like digested food, carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste, it is transported to the liquid part of the blood plasma. You can see what are the things that are digested food is transported. You can see then waste materials are transported. And again you can see carbon dioxide also in dissolved form. It is transported through blood plasma. When it comes to the lungs, it will be removed. So these are the things that are transported mainly through the plasma. Food materials we eat, it will be transported to various part of the plant, part of the human being through blood plasma. And other waste material, nitrogenous and other waste materials are transported to the kidney through again blood plasma. Carbon dioxide to the lungs, it is also for expulsion. It is transported to through the blood plasma. You can see the function of white blood cell, red blood cell is the transportation of oxygen. Oxygen is transported from the lungs to various parts through red blood cells. It contains hemoglobin, red coloring pigment, and this red coloring pigment combined with oxygen, and it will form what is called oxyhemoglobin, and it is transported to various cells. WBC, the function of WBC is protecting our body from various microorganisms and diseases. You studied there are so many different type of white blood cells are there. Some of them are protecting our body directly from the microorganism by engulfing and killing them. Then other types, it may produce antibodies, and it protect and kill the microorganisms. And then in general, you can see WBC is the function is protecting our body from various diseases. Then blood platelets, main function is the clotting of blood. Clotting of blood, when a wound is formed, immediately the blood has to be clotted, otherwise you can see the bleeding will continue. So the clotting of blood is actually controlled by blood platelets. So these are the important parts of the constituents of blood. You can see the blood is transported to various parts of the body because of a pumping mechanism. Which part of the body is actually pumping blood to all parts of the body? All of you know. Heart is the pumping organ. If we examine that, we are going to see the structure of heart. Our pump, it transport blood from heart to various parts of the body. If you examine the structure of heart, you studied the structure of heart also earlier classes. So the structure is like this. You have to learn how to draw it. So if you examine, it is a four-chambered structure in human beings. So made up of four chambers. Four-chambered structure. One, two, three, four. So it's a four-chambered structure, and the upper chambers, they are called atrium. Atrium is singular, atria. So four chambers are there. The upper ones are called atria, atrium singular, and this is the right side. So this is the right atrium. These two chambers are called atria, atrium singular. So this one is called, this is the right side, so it is called right atrium. And naturally this will be left atrium. The lower chambers both together called ventricles, and this one is the right side, so this is the right ventricle. Right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. Then there is an opening between right atrium and right ventricle. See, this is the opening. You can see the opening is here, and then there is a opening between left atrium and left ventricle. There is a opening here. So you can, this arrow shows the opening going down. But there is no opening between the atria. There is no opening here. There is no opening here. And you studied last year. It is made up of a special type of muscle. What is the name of the muscle? If you can remember, cardiac muscle. What is the specialty of cardiac muscle? It rhythmically contracts throughout your life. Meaning, when you are sleeping also, it is contracting the special type of muscle called cardiac muscle. So how how blood is pumped to various parts of the body. So let us start from the right side. You can see right side, the blood is coming from various parts of the body through two blood vessels. These are called these blood vessels are called vena cava. So there is two vena cava here. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, two are there. So from the lower part of the body, blood is coming through this one, and the upper part of the body, blood is coming through this one. This is called vena cava. Superior and inferior vena cava. And from here, from the right ventricle, so this is all about this one. From the right ventricle, when blood vessel is starting from here, and this is the blood vessel starting from, and this blood vessel starting from the right ventricle, that one is called pulmonary arteries. It's called pulmonary artery. Pulmonary means always related to lungs. It is called pulmonary artery. Okay, this side blood vessel is over, and there is an important thing. There is a valve between right ventricle and right right atrium and right ventricle. And the name of that valve is called tricuspid valve. It is not labeled in your test tube. So this valve, so this is a valve. The function of the valve is explained. So meaning blood can go down. It cannot come up. If it tries to come up, this will be closed. That is a valve. So here also same this side left atrium, and the left atrium two blood vessels are there. They are called pulmonary veins. These two are called pulmonary veins. Pulmonary means lung. It's called pulmonary vein. So this is bringing blood from the lungs. This is taking the blood away from the heart to the lungs. This is going to the lungs, and this is bringing blood back from the lungs. So now last one more important blood vessel, starting from here, starting from the left ventricle, and that is the biggest blood vessel in our body, and this is called aorta, the largest blood vessel, aorta. So here also there is a valve is here. Valves are connected to the ventricle like this. So this is the structure once again. So the heart is made up of 4 chambers, upper ones atria, lower ones ventricles. This is a left side, left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle. 2 blood vessels are coming from the body and bringing blood. What type of blood is brought here? You can see the blood is coming from the body, meaning if it is coming from the body, different parts of the body, that is deoxygenated blood, no oxygen. So deoxygenated blood is brought, deoxygenated. So what are the blood vessels? 2 vena cava, upper vena cava, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. They bring deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood is brought to the heart through these blood vessels, meaning when the blood is here, it is a deoxygenated blood. And okay, we will finish with this side first. This one, when this right atrium contract, actually the heart is atrium and ventricle contract together, but just for making clear, when this one it contracts, the blood, you can see the blood is deoxygenated blood, it will go down through this valve and it will come to the ventricle. So the blood from here, it will come down to the ventricle. So this blood is deoxygenated blood. Now it is in the ventricle. Now when the right ventricle contract, when this one contract, you can see that now the blood is the only chance, this valve will close, immediately this valve will close, and you can see the blood has only one chance, it can go through the pulmonary artery, and it is going to through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Actually you can see it is going to the lungs. Why it is going? To remove the carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood, oxygen no, carbon dioxide filled blood, it will go to the lungs to remove the carbon dioxide and take oxygen. So it is to remove the carbon dioxide is removed and oxygen is taken, and from the lungs again the blood is coming back. It is coming back to the heart through 2 blood vessels, and these are called pulmonary veins. You can see this is meaning the blood coming from the lungs, it is oxygenated blood. Now it is oxygenated means oxygen containing blood. Oxygenated blood is coming here. Oxygenated blood from the lungs, it is coming. You can see where it will come first. It will come to the left atrium. As I said, to this side, like similarly to the right side, this will contract. You can see the blood will come down through this. This valve is called bicuspid valve, not given in the textbook. The blood will come down. And what type of blood is this? Oxygenated blood. We know it is coming from the lungs. Lungs means oxygen containing blood. It will come here and then it will come to the left ventricle. Now this left ventricle will contract. You can see this is the only opening here now. the blood from the left ventricle, it will go up through the aorta, the biggest blood vessel. Now it is going to all part of the body, and it is oxygenated blood. The blood is oxygen will be distributed to all part of the body. And when it get deoxygenated, again it will come back through vena cava, up superior and inferior, again not back. This is one circulation, and this is what is happening during one circulation. I hope you understood. Actually, the contraction and relaxation, it is taking place simultaneously, meaning atrium will contract together and also the ventricle will contract, both will contract together, not one by one. So, this is how circulation is of blood takes place. I hope you are clear with the blood circulation in human being, structure of heart. So, this is all about the circulation of blood. Okay. Here actually the right side of the heart is having deoxygenated blood, left side is having oxygenated blood because it is coming from the lungs. This side is having oxygenated blood. So actually there is no mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood in our body, in human body, and higher animals like mammals and birds. In mammals and birds there is no mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. Right side is for deoxygenated blood, left side is for oxygenated. There is no mixing. So actually you can see two circulations are there. One is, there is a diagram in the textbook. You can see one side actually the aorta is carrying blood to all part of the body. Then after deoxygenation you can see the vena cava, it will bring blood back. And actually two circulations are there. Heart to the body through the aorta, and body to the heart through, and then that is one circulation. Then second circulation, blood is going from the heart to the lungs and again back to the heart. So two circulations are there, one between the body and the heart, second between body and the lungs, and there is no mixing of blood. And this is in the case of higher animals like mammals and even birds, and lower animals this is not the case. And this is called double circulation. So what is double circulation? Actually double circulation means there is two circulation, blood before completing the whole circulation, meaning blood before completing the whole circulation, two times it will come to the heart. And one, body to the heart, heart to the lungs, and body to the heart, and heart to the lungs. And then second one, lungs to the heart and heart to the body, two circulation. So this is what is called double circulation. In a higher organism, double circulation is the rule. But you can see in lower forms of animals like reptiles, you can see only three-chambered heart, meaning no two chambers are here. It is a three-chambered heart. Even fish and all only two-chambered, meaning only two chambers, atria and ventricle. Meaning there is mixing of blood between oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood get mixed. So that is actually called a single circulation. But in higher organism, we have double circulation because we need lot of oxygen energy for movement and keeping our body temperature constant. So to maintain the body temperature constant, and we can see that a lot of energy is needed. So because of that one, you can see we have higher organisms like a human being, we have double circulation. So I hope you understood about circulation of blood. So you can see when blood is actually going from the at the time of ventricular contraction, you can see lot of pressure is developed, and that is actually we are measuring this one at the time of ventricular contraction, because this is this you can see in the ventricular muscles are bigger, and it is pumping, and you can see blood is going to lungs and different parts of the body. So lot of pressure is developed. This is actually is called the pressure because of a ventricular contraction is called systolic pressure. And you can see there is a high pressure, that is the highest pressure. In normal humans, it is 120. Actually, that is in a normal human being, normal pressure is 120 mm. So, then then lower pressure, you can see is called diastolic pressure. When ventricle dilate, contract, it is called 120 mm per mercury. And at the same time, when ventricles dilate, you can see the pressure is produced, and that is called diastolic pressure. That pressure is called, first one is called systolic pressure, that is a high pressure. Systolic pressure. The second one is called diastolic. So that one is normal. In normal human being, it is 80. It is actually 80. So that is how. So we are using pressure apparatus to take the pressure. Normal human being, it will be high pressure, the highest level, that is at the time of ventricular contraction, that pressure, strong pressure, that is 120 normal, and low pressure dilation, at the time of dilation, it will be again producing a pressure that is called a diastolic pressure, and it is actually given in the, there is a pressure gauge, there is an apparatus, and the apparatus is called sphygmomanometer, that is used for measuring the human pressure. When they have any diseases and all, it is measured. So this is all about the heart and its structure. And next class we shall see, it is not complete, we will see blood vessels and transportation in plants also we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you all of you.